In the talks between President Obama and the Chinese president, climate change was also high on the agenda. Today, in nearby South Korea, the government there made a dramatic announcement regarding global warming. It pledged to cut harmful greenhouse gas emissions by 30% from expected 2020 levels, although it is not required to do so under the Kyoto Protocol. Over the past year, the president of South Korea has billed green growth as vital to that country's economic future. For more on the future of green growth around the globe, we are joined by Emma Duncan, deputy editor of The Economist, and she joins us from Washington. Thank you very much for being with us.
You're welcome.
The Economist is hosting a conference this week in Washington, D.C. on climate change and the economy. What are some of the new opportunities for green business, both here and abroad?
Well, the opportunities for business are really created by governments. Governments need to put in place policies that make it more expensive for business to produce dirty products and use dirty processes, and make it more advantageous for them to go the clean route.
And how are we doing going towards the meeting in Copenhagen in Denmark next month in terms of the policy issues that the United States is setting out and the kind of example that it would like to set to other major polluters?
Well, it's a really interesting moment in the sense that it's both the best of times and the worst of times for the global effort to avert serious climate change. In a sense, it's a fantastically propitious moment. We've got serious commitments from Europe, as you mentioned, from South Korea, from various middle-income countries. China appears to be at last taking the issue seriously. India is moving in that direction. We've got an American president who is personally committed to federal carbon curbs. And yet it's very fragile in other ways. The money has been flowing away from rather than to cleaner products and processes. That's partly the result of the credit crisis. But also, we don't know what's going to happen with American legislation, and American legislation is crucial to the global effort.
And how are we doing, though, then, in terms of putting our own house in order? I mean, the legislation to one side, just in terms of the messages and the signal that we're sending out to the rest of the globe, or are they adopting a wait-and-see attitude here?
And the rest of the world is to some extent adopting a wait-and-see, or much of the rest of the world is adopting more of a if you'll do it, we'll do it approach. Europe has made serious commitments, and other countries have done so or are on the verge of doing so. But if America doesn't start to cut its carbon emissions radically, then inevitably the whole global effort will unravel.
All right, Emma Duncan, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.